Back to it someday, hopefully.
It'll come.
It'll
This
come.
tune will pass.
Yeah, yeah.
Did I put? Huh? We already did. That's from last.
Yes, I did.
But you just said it was all last.
I guess Anthony's not here.
Was last week's.
Last
Tonight's is written over here.
She said it's all last week.
This is next.
Oh, you did give me. You stuck one
This,
in there.
Live now.
oh, sorry.
Anna, we have a solid red light.
Please, please.
Well,
Okay.
he can't start till Brandon starts.
All right,
He's the orchestra leader.
ready. Are we?
Yes.
Hi. Welcome, everyone. If everyone would please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll, please.
Kurland.
Here.
Vincent.
Here.
Silver.
Here.
Perry. Here. Klein. Duber.
I am here. I'll make a motion to confirm the appointment of Anthony Lazar to the Planning and Zoning Commission for a 3-year term ending December 31st, 2025.
Second?
Thank you.
He's a very productive, good member of the board, and we'd like to continue, he would like to continue. And we'll swear him in at the planning and zoning meeting.
Kurland. Bilski.
Yes.
Vincent.
Yes.
Silver.
Yes.
Perry. Duber.
Yes.
It should probably, this is a council appointment, so it should be a motion to reappoint Anthony Lazar, rather than a motion to confirm anything.
Oh, yeah.
So, and he's been reappointed, because I think he's served for maybe 10 years?
Yeah.
More than that.
Yeah.
Long
This is
time.
maybe his third or fourth.
And that the motion in the minutes be reflect that it's to reappoint Anthony Lazar.
Should have looked at him when I sent him to you.
All right. I will make a motion to approve the treasurer's report for October 2022. Thank you, Lisa. Hi, Dana.
Hi, good evening. You have the cash account summary for October, and that is showing that we have $13,293,000 in our bank account. And you have the summary for the month and year-to-date activity of all funds. And all funds revenues total $1,328,000, and expenditures are $1,103,000. And it was just really pretty much a normal October, nothing out of the ordinary. And you have the revenue and expenditure line item report for the general fund. And we're at 83% of the year, which is 10/12 of the year. We've collected 92.5% of our revenue, and 70.74% of our expenditures were spent through October. There were no other timing differences. There was no other timing differences to be reported. And just to point out that these budget figures were prior to our budget amendment that was done in October.
Thank you. Questions for Dana? All right. If you go roll, please.
Kurland. Bilski.
Yes.
Vincent.
Yes.
Silver.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Klein. Duber.
Yes. I'll make a motion to approve the tax administrator's report for October 2022.
Second.
Thank you. Dana?
You have gross tax collections from all sources for October 2022 of $742,000, which is about $45,000 higher than we were in October of 2021. And year-to-date, we're 880,000 over where we were last year, so we're off to a good start for this year. And you'll see the gross monthly revenue broken out for the last 4 years by month, and you'll see the line chart showing our trend over the last 4 years.
Anybody have questions for Dana? All right. Good job, I guess. All right, if you call roll, please.
Herland. Yes. Bilski.
Yes.
Vincent.
Yes.
Silver.
Yes.
Perry. Yes. Klein.
Yes.
Duber.
Yes, discussion of the bills to be paid in the month of December in the amount of $402,235.85, and additional November expenses in the amount of $432,267.13. Questions on the bills? Oh,
I just
I have only
want,
one question. The U.S. Postmaster, we need to get them, if they're gonna take our money, they at least get us on the,
we'll blackmail them with that. Care. I just want to, for those who maybe don't know, that when you see the summary at the end of the bills to be paid, the 101 is the one you really want to look at. I mean, 'cause this was a big month, but if you see 235 of it was debt payments and 267 was payments of capital equipment. So that's just another way to understand it.
thanks. All right. Audience comments relating to agenda items. Moving to old business, ordinance 2022-5, an ordinance accepting for maintenance the improvements within the right-of-way of Lake Placid Court, which constitutes Phase 6 of the Lakes of Orange subdivision development. It's on for a third reading. From planning?
The reason why,
Yeah, let's start at the end that we want to achieve. The winter is allegedly coming, snow may be falling, and you have, I guess, are there residents on that street?
one person.
One house who needs to be able to be, the street needs to be plowed. The improvements have been completed. You have a letter from Brian Mader saying he's recommending acceptance. The ordinance puts in place the requirement that the sidewalks be finished by December 31st, 2027, so it doesn't linger for a long period of time, I think 20 years. Orange Tree, was it? I think it was Orange Tree, or Honeybell.
Honeybell.
Well, and the Orange Tree is, so.
Yeah, they're still just having segments completed.
Exactly. So the idea is that this puts an obligation on the developer to complete that. In the charter, there is a 90-day period from the referral date to the Planning Commission's ability to make a recommendation. Their only power is to recommend not accepting the ordinance, and if they say they don't recommend it, then it takes a supermajority of council, 5 members, to pass the ordinance. If there's no decision, it's presumed to be a recommendation for. So only 4 members of council are needed to pass an ordinance that has not been recommended by planning and zoning.
But you will notice, please, on Brian Mader's letter signing off on it, that that's dated today or yesterday. It was not ready to be accepted, so we did not put it on the planning and zoning agenda. And it quickly became ready to be accepted, and we don't have time to go to planning and zoning, so Steve knows the ordinances, and what he just explained is why it's here tonight, to have you do what we didn't get done.
And going forward, I think we now are cognizant of the issue. If there's a similar situation
Yeah, we
where
won't be fine.
legislation goes to P&Z and it's just not ready yet, P&Z can make a recommendation to defeat the ordinance and send it back to council. And if we get a request by the developer to hold off action and recommit the Planning and Zoning Commission, that's the way to handle it, I think. You keep the legislation alive and then recommit to planning and zoning so that the process stays in order.
On this months ago or something?
Yes.
The first reading
Long
of it,
time ago.
the first reading of it was March 9th, and the second reading was June 1st.
It's not normal because we shouldn't have had
2022-5.
Yes, right.
the ordinance on the agenda, planning and council. Yes, we thought it would get ready within a month or two.
They can request the legislation, and the language of
Should
the,
not have been referred to.
the language of the ordinance requires the engineer's approval and planning and zoning, and referral to planning and zoning. So unless you have all those things in line, it doesn't pass. But now it's in order to pass it, and it's a good idea to pass it so that Bob Zugan
Zugan.
can keep the street out.
Is 5 years a lot of time?
Well, none of the houses are built, so I don't know how fast they'll get built. But if they get built faster, then the sidewalk will be there.
Yeah, as they get built, the sidewalks get built in front.
And these are not private.
No, this one is public.
Really weird how we did that.
Anybody have questions, comments, concerns? I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Roll call roll, please.
Sure. Curlin? Yes. Bilski?
Yes.
Vincent?
Yes.
Silver?
Yes.
Harry? Klein?
Yes.
Duber?
There is one house there, right?
Yeah,
One, and it just got occupancy permit.
yeah.
Okay, all right, yes. All right, moving on, ordinance 2022-20, an ordinance creating the position of Assistant Building Housing Inspector, full-time of Orange Village, establishing the compensation range for that position, declaring an emergency. It's on for third reading. I'll make a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Questions, comments, concerns? Bob, anything? Anyone? Okay. All right. If not, if you'd call roll, please.
Yes. Bilski?
Yes.
Vincent?
Yes.
Silver? Harry? Yes. Klein?
Yes.
Duber?
Yes. I'll make a motion to appoint Brandon Hughes as the Assistant Building Housing Inspector. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Bob, do you want to say a couple things?
Gentleman before us is Brandon Hughes. He has a very impressive resume. We're very fortunate to bring him on board. He has been, he has a, sorry, let me look at his, he was Cleveland State University Master of Urban Planning and Development Design, geography major, and a minor in urban studies and planning, which will be helpful as the city looks forward to development issues. Spent all of his career in the building world thus far in the city of Euclid. He's done many of the things that larger communities have separate divisions for, and he's been in most of them, which in our community, the building department is the housing department, it's the zoning department, it's property maintenance. And so he's been in all of those different or all of his different divisions in Euclid. So he brings with him a wealth of knowledge and experience. And he's been there 14 years. Very forward to having him here. So
Got to say, and he carpooled to Hebrew school with Brent.
that's because I didn't know that until this evening. Oddly, it wasn't in my list of questions to ask the applicants.
Resume?
Put that on your resume?
Be number one. Resume? Very nice.
So
We're very lucky.
Thank you.
so.
All right, Anna, does anybody have questions, comments? Brent, carpool stories? No, okay.
Appropriate for this.
What happened?
Carpool stays in the carpool.
Yeah.
With mommy.
I was just kicking and screaming. All right, if you call roll, please.
Curlin? Yes. Bilski?
Yes.
Vincent?
Yes.
Silver?
Yes.
Harry? Klein? Duber.
I'm gonna start riding with you to council meetings. Yes. If you wanna come up, and the mayor will swear you in.
You didn't bring a whole audience to.
Hey, where's your mishpacha?
You ready? You sure? Yeah. Right hand, repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Brandon Stevens,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the rules, regulations, and charter of Orange Village,
the rules, regulations, and charter of Orange Village,
and that I will faithfully, honestly, and impartially
faithfully, honestly, and impartially
discharge my duties
discharge my duties
as Assistant Building Housing Inspector
as Assistant Building Housing Inspector
of Orange Village, State of Ohio,
of Orange Village, State of Ohio,
during my continuance in said office.
during my continuance in said office.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you very
Say
much.
hello to everybody and come back for this.
Everybody,
Which one's it?
Huh?
Welcome aboard. Thank you.
Congratulations to you, Bob.
Congratulations, look forward to working with you.
Welcome.
He keeps saying it's suitable for framing, but I've never seen one.
Have a great holiday season.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ryan here.
Forward to seeing you around in the building.
Hey, Ryan, suitable for framing.
This is it.
That's the
thing.
document.
Suitable for framing.
We didn't Frank?
It's BYOF. It's really lawyerly. Congratulations.
All right, moving on, new business.
Go, you don't have to, but nobody will think twice if you do.
Ordinance 2022-26, an ordinance appointing Blair Melling as the prosecutor of Orange Village and providing compensation for the prosecutor and declaring an emergency. It's on for first reading. Is there any change in the?
It's 3% increase.
Okay. Administration has requested suspension of the rules. Is there a motion to suspend?
So moved.
We don't have to meet.
Second? If you'd call roll on suspension, please.
Kurland,
Yes.
Bilski. Vincent,
Yes.
Silver,
Yes.
Perry. Yes. Klein,
Yes.
Duber.
Is there a motion to approve?
Moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Anybody have comments, questions, concerns? All right. If you'd call roll, please.
Kurland,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Vincent,
Yes.
Silver,
Yes.
Perry. Klein,
Yes.
Duber.
Yes. Moving on to audience comments relating to matters which advance the good of the village. Mayor, comments?
Yes. This Friday is the last paper shredding for 2022. It's being held at Pepper Pike City Hall. Service Department is still collecting string holiday lights that are old or no longer working, and that's every Friday from 7 to 3 at the Service Department. And the moment that Brandon waits for every year.
My favorite.
What's interesting is that I just pick out some of the non-ordinary, non-routine accomplishments to remind everyone of what we've done in the year. Sometimes we forget. But when I ask the department heads to remind me of what some of their accomplishments are, you get 4 or 5 pages and single space, like for Bob Zugan. And I look at this, and for example, let me find the one I want. They collected 2,721 yards of leaves as of October 30th, which was 484.75 man-hours, with 1,734 stops, 109 and a half loads. I mean, that's not what I call accomplishment, that's what I call their regular duties, you know. And these other things that I'm going to say are above and beyond accomplishing what are their ordinary duties, which will continue as always. So some of the highlights for the year as far as I selected is to remind everybody that in 2022, we did increase the size of our police department and outfitted them with a system of new cameras, 7 new vehicles, new mobile data terminals, dash cams, and body cams, which is the first time for the body cams. Everything else is an update. We also did receive over $500,000 in grants towards those purchases. We hired many new Orange Village Fire Department members and a new service department employee and 1 part-time office worker, in addition to the additional police officers that we didn't gain any because we have so many that are out at the moment, but we have increased the size of the force with the additional officers. The flock cameras have been invaluable, and in fact, the stolen car that drove through the Orange High School was caught by one of our guys on the flock camera. He ran away and then went up the back of the schools. Each police officer in our department completed 24 hours of state-mandated training this year, which was great because coming off of a couple years where there wasn't much training being done. We had a new party in the park format, which I think better focuses our park and our parties on all of it better focuses our party on our park and all of its amenities. So we will continue with that format. I'm very pleased that tonight we took the big step in getting the succession planning underway in the building department. Given the challenges in doing so, this was a big accomplishment indeed. We had a restructuring of the finance department, which has achieved many operational improvements. In fact, sometimes on the first of the month, Dana tells me she has the last month closed already. I don't know how she could do it faster. And in 2022, we received a good, clean audit for our 2000 and 2019 year. And also in July 22, we received a good, clean audit for 20 and 21. So we are finally caught up with the state auditors. We also, in 2022, obtained a Moody's rating of AA2, which is, I don't know if it's the highest, but it's, I think, the highest of villages. Finally, all members of the Orange Village Fire Department have turnout gear, which is within NFPA compliance of being less than 10 years old. Right? It's a first? That's the first as far as I know. Only 30-some years you've been keeping track. Okay. And we did obtain a FEMA grant for a lot of that. The fire department also restructured their inspection department to handle what's not going to go away is the huge influx of new inspections that we now do annually. We have to do every commercial business once a year and every restaurant twice a year. You think about how many entities we have, that's a lot of inspections, so they have restructured their department to handle that. We ordered a new rescue squad for the fire department in 2022, and maybe we'll all still be alive when it arrives. Can't answer that. In 2022, after 30 years, we have completed the trail project. And we closed it out and went to assessment and issued the bonds for the same. Now, there's a few little sections that future Orange Village governances could consider adding, but I think this was a huge, big deal. Right, Brandon?
Yep, absolutely.
Orange Hill was repaired, all the roads were reconstructed. We had an installation of a second pickleball court, and still they're all busy. The final installation for the bathrooms with the landscaping was done. 2022, another item that's a big deal, but it's so boring and it's so housekeeping, but we don't think about it, is the renewal of the trash contract with our consortium. Every 5 years but although the last time we extended it with the options, but it's a big project every time it has to be done. We also purchased a new large dump truck and a utility trailer. I don't know if the truck's come in yet, but we don't have it built out with the cab on it. A new phone system was installed throughout all the departments. All right, here's one of Zugin's. He inspected 1,176 catch basins this year. They also did the repairs and maintenance of all of our rolling stock, which included 67 oil changes, mounting and balancing of 30 tires, 6 brake jobs, et cetera. We got forward motion with Solon towards a construction of a new water line on Miles Road. There is forward progress on that, and as far as we know, Solon is still, they're budgeted for it in 2023. But the water department slows things down. 2022 Restoration Mansion got underway. We accomplished the deal and the financing and the construction, all that in 2022. There were some new and exciting tenants that came at Pinecrest. We delivered, and thanks Amanda Kurland, who probably doesn't know that she delivered 91 new resident welcome packets this year. And I'm sure some of you could think of other things I didn't think of that you could add to the list, but I think it's been a productive year. It's been a cooperative year. It's been another great year in Orange. So I will close off my report just by wishing everyone a really happy, healthy holiday season, and we'll see you in the new year.
I just want to say it's been another good year on council. I think we have a good group here. Welcome, Mr. Bilski, to joining us.
Thank you for having me.
E2, we'll call you. But I think we have a really good group here, and you know, we've accomplished a lot, and I think it's been great. Just piggybacking on the mayor, I mean, we've accomplished a lot this year. I don't think it was as much like big stuff necessarily. It was like finishing a lot of stuff, and so it's kind of good to see a lot of this stuff come to fruition and kind of be done. So I think there's a lot more that's been done this year than it kind of looks like. So thanks to all the department heads and all the other employees who helped make all that stuff happen, because we just sit up here and say yes and no. Thanks everybody for that, and see you next year. Have a happy new year and good holidays and yada yada, and thanks for accommodating my 7:45 starting time without too many hassles. And you know, it was hard to finally convince you guys to come back in person, but I was able to do it. So all right, Ms. Perry.
Just happy holidays to everybody. See you next year.
Mr. Silver.
Holidays, that's all I got.
I didn't know you were going to say something. I was going to say that I had the distinct pleasure of meeting a whole bunch of new Orange residents. I think it's really cool, and I look forward to continuing that little mini job in the future.
It's all yours.
Right. And besides that, yeah, happy, healthy holidays to everybody. Let's stay 2023 even better.
Mr. Bilski.
I was driving my son. I was driving my son to school today. I was driving by the garden, and I was wondering, we were gonna put a new fence around it, right?
We are.
That's still part of the plan. And what any update?
Authorized, but it's supply issues.
I was wondering, if there was an update on that at all? Or I was just wondering if there was an update on timing as I drove by, or when they would. So- Yeah, what did happen?
I would like to know.
Mother-in-law.
There was a big semi truck that was heading northbound on the express lanes of 271. A witness saw it start swerving. He flipped over the bridge.
Oh, gosh.
Landed between the express lanes and the local lanes on Harvard Road. Fortunately, nobody was on Harvard Road. He dropped down, fell over the side. That's a miracle that no one was on Harvard.
I know. A miracle.
Oh, my God.
But he was tied up for a long time. I don't, it's, because it happened on the freeway, the Department of Transportation is gonna do the investigation.
It's kind of a 1 in a million that it has to be on a bridge at the time to fall over, and it wasn't on the.
A minute early, 1 minute later, you know.
Be like, I was gonna say. What time was that at?
Like 4. Or was it? Was it like what time of day? Do you remember? Oh, that okay. It was still closed. That area was still closed. Or like 4:30.
Wow.
Yeah.
What kind of truck was
A
that?
lot of people.
So, were you there? Orange responded? Correct. EMS and fire?
Wow.
Man.
That's scary stuff. Oh gosh. Oh my god. Shit. Look at it. Wow. That's
I
scary.
was trying to think of how that did that.
It was a tanker, like a tractor
No,
trailer
it's a- no,
tanker.
it's just a tractor
Just a
trailer.
tractor trailer. Got it.
Within
Box truck.
It's been on the
yeah.
news.
Boy.
How long did it take?
Few
How long
hours,
did it
it
take
took about
to clear
4
the street?
hours. Of course.
Crazy. Huh.
Okay.
Backs me on that fence.
Want to end on that note?
And a happy, healthy new year to everybody.
Thanks. Mr. Klein.
I have no committee report tonight. Planning Commission meets next Tuesday. In the meantime, I'd like to thank all of our departments for their great work this year, making our community what it is, and looking forward to even more and better things in 2023, particularly with some of the new members of our departments that are going to be actively involved. Again, wishing everybody happy holidays, be safe, and happy new year. Healthy new year. Thank you.
Definitely gonna let you have last word.
Wow, I'm honored. Thank you. I'm going to do one more plug for the Orange for the Holidays coupon books. Please note that the coupons this year expire at the end of this month. Usually we have gone to February, so use them. Next week is the $1,000 drawing, so.
No, that was kind of Jesse's.
It was more of a holiday rather than extending into the new year. I think they wanted to push for current year, but the $1,000 drawing is coming up. You got nothing to lose. Put those coupons in and go shopping. I want to thank you for offering the flu shots to staff at Village Hall this past week. I did take advantage of that, and I appreciate that. I'm just wondering if we're going to offer COVID boosters at some point. No, we don't. Okay. Not boosters. Okay.
Anyone that wants one can get one.
CVS. I don't know.
Okay. It was a nice convenience, so thank you. I also want to thank Sergeant Joyce Sherwood, Christine, Patrolman Lloyd, and Lieutenant Roberts for making the Shop with the Cop another positive experience this year. 7 children were able to enjoy the shopping spree thanks to everyone's generosity, so thank you for that. It's that time of year when it gets a lot harder for especially some of our seniors. And I just wanted to take a moment to talk about the Orange Senior Center, which is a wonderful resource. They have aging resources. Orange Community Ed and Rec through the Orange Senior Center serves as the Office on Aging for the Greater Orange School District. There are scholarships available if people want to become a more active participant in the senior adult programs, but the financial situation prohibits it. The Senior Center Activity Resource Fund can help. Confidential inquiries can be made to the coordinator of the OSC. And I want to thank Mr. Kenneth Parker and the Wallace family for the generous contribution to enable this to happen. Also, I know rides is a big issue too. If you need a ride, the Orange Senior Center coordinates rides for seniors through the Senior Transportation Connection. If anybody needs assistance with transportation, you can call through the school number, which is 831-8600.
I just signed the contract for next year on that.
And I was going to, as the service is made possible through financial support of all of our communities, including Orange Village. There's an enrollment packet you can get online or call them, and current riders can call the number on the website to schedule the ride priority is given to medical appointments, but don't forget that that's a great resource to have.
Considered a senior.
So the senior center quotes it as 55, so yes. But honestly, it's open to anyone in the community or in the extended area too. You don't have to be a resident of one of our 5 communities to use their resources. Yeah.
Which community is paying for that versus RISE?
The 5 communities that service through rec.
Because they give us an accounting of how many residents.
Yeah. And I think they ask for, I think it's the $3 to the driver to be able to go. It's very small amount, just as a little tip to say thank you. So anyway, if any of our seniors or anybody needs that service, it's available. School report, OHS principal Mrs. Katie Phillips presented the updated curriculum guide, some great new programs coming up, including AP Pre-Calc, financial literacy, which we have looked for many years, strength and conditioning in the phys ed department, and a program called OHS Rise, which is reaching individuals in the special ed department. Typical peers will be leading and working with special ed students, so that's a great program too. The booster clinic was held this past Saturday. 65 children ages 5 through 11 were given COVID booster shots, and another 16 ages 7+ were given flu shots. We're deep into concert season this week. Right now, the OHS bands are performing, and I had the pleasure of hearing the 5th grade Tune In today. They made their debut performance, and it'd be a great group to get to one of our events in the future. They did a marvelous job, so congratulations to them. They were at the Senior Center today. Board of Ed is continuing efforts to renovate OHS classrooms with plans to move forward in the months ahead. A special announcement for Orange alumni who might be living in our community. Alumni Association President John Sengdahl is looking to move to a digital newsletter to save trees and expenses, and asking all alums to please register online. I know there are some alums up here, but also in our community, anyone who hears this, go ahead online and please register for that if you can. If you're not a yearly or lifetime member yet, you can also do that online. And also, if anyone knows of any veterans who graduated from Orange and served in any capacity, the Alumni Association is working on a recognition wall or display to showcase all that served in the military. So if you know somebody that lives in the community and graduated from Orange, please share that information via the Alumni Association website. And winter break begins on December 22nd for all students. Classes resume on January 4th. One more exciting note, Matthew Harris, who is a former Orange resident, class of 2014, will be back on Broadway in MJ the Musical, which is the story of Michael Jackson. He will be playing the role of Tito Jackson and Quincy Jones, so congratulations to Matthew. Many are excited about the fire truck gift deliveries. It's a wonderful thing we do, so thank you for doing that. I've heard a lot of buzz about that out there. People are very excited. And I also want to wish everyone a safe and happy holiday with my gratitude to all of you and all of you for all you do to make Orange Village an amazing place to live. Happy holidays, Happy New Year.
Thank you. I will make a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. If you'd call roll, please.
Sutherland? Yes. Bilski?
Yes.
Vincent?
Yes.
Silver?
Yes.
Harry? Klein?
Yes.
Duber?
Yes.
Are any of you guys going?